Can we really know God? From philosophers to stay-at-home moms, this question has been asked for thousands of years. Can we really know God? This is one of the most important questions we will ever ask because it has everything to do with how we live our lives. Because if we can know God, we can know what He has said. And if we know what He has said, then those words should have ultimate priority for how we live our lives. J.I. Packer, who wrote the book titled Knowing God, wrote that knowing God is more than knowing about Him. It is a matter of dealing with Him as He opens up to you and being dealt with by Him as He takes knowledge of you. So what it means to know God is what's known in theology as theology proper, or the study of God. Since all of theology finds its origin in God, it is one of the most essential and important aspects of theology to get right. Because if we don't get God right, we're going to miss and get wrong a lot of other aspects of theology. As Herman Bavinck notes in The Wonderful Works of God, that there is no knowledge of God unless He chooses to reveal Himself. That's an important thing to note. Any knowledge about God is self-disclosed by God Himself. It means that God wants us to know Him and therefore reveal Himself clearly to us. This is not just head knowledge. This is heart knowledge. God's not just after our minds, but He's after our hearts. Miller J. Erickson writes that the study of God's nature should be seen as a means to a more accurate understanding of Him, and hence a closer personal relationship with Him. That's not just the major goal of theology proper, that's the major goal of theology in general. It's trying to get to the heart that then affects our entire lives. So yes, I'm going to answer the question now. Yes, we can really know God. But then the question becomes, how can we know Him? So we know that as finite creatures, it is going to be incredibly hard for us, and dare I say it, impossible for us to grasp the infinite. But God has spoken to us in ways that we can understand. He has spoken to us through nature, and He has spoken to us through the Bible. But He has spoken to us perfectly in the person and work of Jesus Christ. Bavinck again notes that He has revealed Himself in His Word, and specifically in and through Christ, and He alone is such as our hearts require. So yes, we can really know God, and He has given us the means for us to know about Him, but then we have to then ask the final question, what is God like? Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be diving into this question of what is God like. We'll be discussing God's names, His nature, His attributes, even the Trinity itself. All of these things are essential to a proper understanding of theology proper. Theology proper is attempting to answer every single one of these essential questions. Can we really know God? Yes. How can we know Him? Well, we know Him through nature and through the Scriptures, but perfectly in the person and work of Jesus. Now, finally, theology proper answers the question, what is God like? Because, guys, we don't believe in an impersonal deity. We believe in a very personal God who desires for us to know Him and to follow Him with our heart, soul, mind, and strength. So I hope you join me in this journey over the next couple weeks as we deepen our knowledge of God and increase our affections for Him. It is only in those two things can we truly begin living. You've been listening to the TheoBits podcast. If you were encouraged or edified by what you heard today, please subscribe or write us a review on your favorite podcast app. Make sure to follow TheoBits on Instagram at theo.bits and visit theobits.co for more information. We'll see you next week.